Annyeonghaseyo, hello everyone, and it's Tanaj, and welcome back to day 7 of my Korea study journey. First of all, thank you so much for all the support on the previous videos. Every comment, view, like really motivates me to continue making these videos. And honestly, it feels amazing knowing that there are other students out there who also dream of studying in Korea one day. Now, today's topic is one of the most important topics for anyone who wants to apply in the GKS application, and that is what documents are required for the GKS application. So, when I first started researching GKS, I thought I would just need my mark sheet and that's it. But then I realized there are actually many documents involved in the application process. So today I will be sharing the major documents that are usually required for the GKS undergraduate applications. And before we start, I want to remind everyone that these requirements can change every year. So whenever you apply, always check the latest official guideline. And I'm simply sharing what I've learned through my research. So let's begin. The first and probably the most important document is your academic documents. This includes your mark sheets or the expected this includes your graduation certificate or expected graduation certificate and your academic transcripts or mark sheets. If you have already completed high school, you submit your graduation certificate. If you are still studying and expected to graduate soon, then you may need an expected graduation certificate from your school according to the guideline of that year, okay? The second important document is the application form itself. This form contains your personal information, educational background, and other details that the scholarship community needs to know. The third document is the personal statement, and honestly, I think this is one of the most important parts of the application because this is where you introduce yourself. You usually talk about your background, your experiences, your goals, and why you want to study in Korea. The fourth document is the study plan. This is where you explain what you want to study, why you choose that field, and what you plan to do in the future after completing your studies. For example, in my case, I am interested in cybersecurity, so I would have to explain why I want to study cybersecurity and how I plan to use those skills in the future. Now, the fifth document is the recommendation letter. This is usually written by a teacher, principal, or another academic referee who knows you well and can recommend you for the scholarship. This letter actually helps the scholarship community understand your character, academic abilities, and potential. The sixth document is proof of citizenship. Usually, applicants need to provide documents proving their citizenship as well as documents proving the citizenship of their parents. So for this you will need your citizenship document and even your parents one too, and this can include documents such as passports or maybe other officially accepted citizenship documents according to the guideline. The seventh document is a passport. Now many students ask whether a passport is required. So basically the answer depends on the guideline, but having a passport is always helpful and often recommended for international scholarship applications. Now the eighth document is medical information. Applicants are usually required to submit health related forms and declarations, and yes, it's important to provide accurate information in these forms. Now let's talk about something that many students don't realize. Certificates and achievements can also strengthen your application. For example, leadership certificates, academic awards, science exhibitions, mathematics competitions, school responsibilities, community service activities, and other achievements. So as I'm a prefect in my school, and I have also participated in different academic activities and exhibitions. These things may help demonstrate leadership, responsibility, and involvement beyond academics. Now, one thing that scared me when I first learned about GKS was the apostille. Honestly, it sounded very complicated. But in simple words, an apostille is a form of official authentication that proves certain documents are genuine. So you don't receive apostille documents directly from school. The original document comes from the school or board, and later the required documents can be authenticated according to the official process. And don't worry if that sounds confusing, because I'm still learning about it too. Now, if all of this sounds like a lot, do not panic. I know it looks like a huge list of documents, but remember, nobody collects everything in one day. Students prepare these documents gradually over time, and that's exactly what I'm planning to do as well. Right now, my focus is still simple: study well, get good grades, build a good profile, collect the certificates, learn Korean, and continue preparing step by step, because that's how big goals are achieved, one step at a time. So that's all for today's video. By the way, have you ever looked at the GKS document list before? And which document do you think would be the most challenging for you? Let me know in the comments, and in day 8 we will talk about another interesting topic. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Have a nice day and see you all in day 8. 감사합니다.